Hello, my name is Drew Merriweather, and I'm a struggling artist. I don't know even how to explain this, but for the longest time I've been wanting to start a YouTube, and I finally started. Here we are today. And this is really weird. I don't see how people just sit in front of a camera and talk. This is awkward. But anyways, I go to the University of Alabama, and I'm a graphic design major. And my goal, I really want to make a cartoon one day. That's the dream. Yep. But for the longest time I've wanted to make a YouTube. And I've kept procrastinating, and I'm finally starting, I think. I'm just forcing myself through. Oh my gosh, I need a haircut. Anyways, I guess I should start from the beginning. Fourth grade? I don't know. I've been drawing for a long time. As usual, I always thought I was pretty good, I guess. No, I was pretty good, but as time went on, I started to realize, like, I'm very good. I guess I just got really cocky, and then that kind of forced me to not try so hard in drawing. It got to a point where I was really good. I was good enough, I'd say. I'd copy pretty much anything. I was copying Leonardo da Vinci, just cause, why not? I could copy very well in 8th grade. But the thing was, I didn't practice as much as I should have. And then like high school came, and I barely drew in high school, but I did draw a lot of cartoons. I just didn't draw a lot of formal stuff, and I didn't practice as much as I should have. And it hurts because I really want to be able to draw better than I can, but it is what it is. Now I'm trying to learn, figure drawings and stuff like that, and master the body and all that jazz, which is tedious and hard because I'm lazy, but I'm trying to start. But yeah, I'm trying as long as I can remember. As long as I can remember, I've always just been not trying as much as I should have. But yeah. It is what it is. Thinking about it, I don't think I segue. I didn't actually. The thing that really made me want to start drawing or start make a cartoon is Dragon Ball Z. That opened me up to anime, and that changed my perspective on the world. Now I'm going to make a cartoon someday. Maybe this YouTube thing will pop off, and who knows what will happen then. That would be great. Perfect. But, yeah. Dragon Ball Z changed my perspective on the world, and then ever since then I've always wanted to make a cartoon. And then once I really got into Dragon Ball Z, it was like a fall into all. It was a deep dive into all anime. I've seen a lot. Fairy Tail and others that I can't think of right now. Fairy Tail. I've never actually been big on Naruto, but I have seen Kenichi's Mightiest Disciple, My Hero, and a lot of other ones that I can't think of. But yeah, I'll probably post some I draw, so I'll probably post some of my fan arts of those, so be on the lookout. But yeah, this is just the beginning. Um, yep, little segue. I guess I should talk about what interests me as art, as in terms of art. Um, and as of recently, it has been changing. Like, I've just deeply delved into art. Um, I found out that I really, I'm not, how everybody's so big on like Greek mythology? I'm kind of think why? I mean, like Greek mythology is cool, but like there's so many other mythologies and so many other just cultures, and that's the culture. Culture is absolutely beautiful, and it's like I guess it feels like here in America we're so stuck on who we are as people and like our society that we don't look at other cultures and actually think about them and actually see what's going on there. Like most people look at Africa and they think, damn, Africa's poor. And Africa is not poor. Africa is beautiful. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's beautiful and it has its own culture. There's a lot to Africa that the media doesn't show. Same thing with like other parts of the world. Like and the thing is, the world is so different from America, and I really feel we don't focus on that. Like this is why I want to travel the world, because the world is so stunning and captivating. But here in America, it's all about, America, and it's really sad. It's really sad. There's so much, like, think about it. All that we learned in history, we've learned American history. Well, I learned American history like 12 times over. Every single year, American history. Again, it gets old. You get it. Like, it gets old. And then there's so many parts of the world that they don't teach. Like, what do you know about Latin America in the 19th century? What do you know about, I don't know, Mongolia in the 18th century? You don't. Like, they don't talk about these things. Why? We're learning history. Shouldn't we learn history of other cultures other than America? I also find it interesting how they like to, I guess it's like they like to focus on white people. Like, they'll talk about white history and stuff like that, but like they don't focus on exactly how white people have affected the world. Like, isn't it kind of weird that white people just kind of invaded the Americas, killed all the native peoples, and then like everybody still views white people as beautiful? Like, they've spun the narrative so well that it's like the world adores white people. People adore European European features. They adore everything about lighter skin. There's colorism in the world. Like, isn't it just insane how white people just control the narrative just so casually? And then like the amount of generational wealth that white Americans have made, like, it's absolutely insane. It's insane to think about. Like, and then I'm in Latin American history, taking that class now, and I'm just learning like Brazil and all those Latin American nations. They once tried to like whiten the nation. They had a whole thing about bringing in white people to mix with their native people and to make a lighter race in return, because they wanted to whiten the nation. Same thing for Britain. They wanted white people to mix in with the natives just so they could have white as the main ethnicity. Like, that's insane. Like, that's insane. And it's like, it's insane. We just learned about this guy. Oh my gosh. Give me a second. His name was Porfirio Diaz. Porfirio Diaz. Okay, so before Porfirio Diaz, there was Mexico, and it was the native people. And then Porfirio Diaz came in, and then he saw all these people, and he was native to Mexico, but he became the president, and he said he wants to modernize Mexico. And this modernization of Mexico in turn made him kick all the native Mexicans out of their place, out of their homes, kick them to the outskirts of town, and bring in Europeans and Americans into Mexico to increase the wealth of Mexico, in return industrializing Mexico and making it more powerful. But he kicked out all the native people from their homes just for this. Like, that's insane. That's insane. Like, oh my gosh. It's absolutely insane. And then what he did to the native people is ridiculous. They were kicked out of their homes, and then this is the working class, most of them were working poor class, and they were all working the factories and working for the European Americans in Mexico. They were working for them, but barely being able to feed themselves, with little protection in these terrible living conditions. It's not cool. I just find it so insane how the idea of whiteness has just completely taken over the narrative in general of America and the world. It's insane. And then on top of that, a lot of people don't like to talk about this, but when the whole revolutions were going on, like the French Revolution and the American Revolution, that was when another renaissance was starting, and the new idea of freedom and what is it? Every man deserves the right to life, liberty, and death, or whatever, and all that stuff was going on. Yeah, they didn't specify exactly what they meant. They really meant every white land-owning man deserves the right to life, liberty, death, freedom, and all that stuff. That's what they really meant. They didn't mean black people. They didn't mean poor people. They didn't mean women. And a lot of these legendary people. My iPad storage is full. But I don't remember what I was saying. I think I said the last thing I said was a lot of these legendary people like George Washington and others I can't think of right now. They weren't as great as they like to paint them to be. But I'm gonna stop talking about history because I've talked about history way too much in this video that's supposed to be about me and my art. I'm just gonna wrap it up and kind of say, I'm going to say, like, subscribe, follow me. I was gonna show some of my art or some of my classical drawings in this video, but I think this might be long enough for an introduction, and I'll just show them in the next video, whenever that'll be, and I'll show that my art, and I guess I'll just talk more about what interests me.